Okay, guys, so let's start. I send you guys one file. It is an M file that is called quant. What is this one here? Yeah, the name is quant price. This one here. Do you have it?
Yes.
Okay, you have, let's say, 5 minutes, guys, to understand what this program is doing, okay? What I want you to do, guys, is to debug the program. Let me clean this part here. Give me 1 second. So let's define X in this way. So this is going to be your testing material, okay? So understand what this program does, test it. You know, remember when you test, you can do the breakpoints like that. Okay, 5 minutes, guys. Please remind me to turn on the recording again. Okay, guys. Have you been able to run the program? How do you run the program? Remember, you have an output here and you have inputs here. Got it? So you cannot run this from here because there is no data. So what we need to do is we need to copy this part here into the main program. And then kilos is everything in X, first column, correct? And the price is X, all rows, second column. Do you agree with me, guys?
Yes.
Perfect. So what I will do is I will stop, because this is data, right? Discount 1, discount 2, total kilos. My threshold is 10. My final price threshold is 2,000. And I have an additional discount 3 of 0.02. I don't know what is this. Let's go. Let's wait here. So we can go here and run. What's going on here? Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what is this. Is the new computer, so give me 1 second, please. Okay. Do you see? So I have all my discounts. Let's take a look. So if my prices are correct, my kilos are 50 and 100. My price is 20 and 15. Are you with me? So all my thresholds are clearly defined here. So here what I'm doing is simply defining variables. Agree? The cost is going to be simply kilos times price. The total kilos is simply going to be kilos plus kilos. So what is kilos plus kilos? Okay, so let's take a look to what happens here. Okay, so what is this one here? Kilos plus kilos. Someone. So if you doubt something, guys, what you need to do is you go here, copy this one here, and you can do this one here. Why are we doing this stuff? Any questions? Any ideas? I don't think this is correct, guys. Do you agree? So kilos should be either kilos of 1 and 2, or simply kilos, sum of kilos. Guys, if you do this, this is what is correct, I think. Let's take a look. Because what I want is to see the sum of kilos. $150 and kilos equals, agree with me, guys? So this one should be changed to sum of kilos. Let me call this V2. Let me save this one here. Perfect. Okay, so I can go up to here. I run this again, I need to go here. So my cost, oh, sorry, this is not the one. No, this one. Is this one that I need to run. And this one is a V2. What do you mean by XR? Sorry. Okay, so now we are okay. Total kilos 150. The cost is, this is a cost, not a total cost, it's simply the cost by unit. Do you agree? Guys, are you with me? We're trying to solve and see if there are mistakes in here. And so we're running through that. Guys, are you with me or not?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically the cost is, remember, is not the total cost. Apparently here is defined simply as the cost of the first product, the cost of the second product. Okay, so I have the total kilos, it's 150 kilos. I want to see how many observations do I have. So I have basically, this is number of products, 2 products. My final price is going to be what? Oh, yes. So what I'm doing here, guys, is what? I'm using one way of defining the matrix that is going to be filled by observations. Do you agree? So what I'm saying here is I'm creating my final price. It starts with 0, 0, and then it's going to be filled when I compute something here. Okay, so I go for I equal 1. So basically, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so what we say is for I equal 1 to 2. Total kilos, so give me 1 second. Total kilos of I, well, the total kilos is only 1 now. So what is this one here doing? So before we had kilos plus kilos, right? So what was that? What was kilos by kilos doing? Anyone, any idea? So before, this was kilos plus kilos. Okay, so I don't know what it's doing. Let's take a look. Yeah, but in this case, tot kilos is only 1. So you know what? Let me see what's going on here first. Let's see what this program is doing. Okay, as it is before. So let me run this stuff here. Sorry guys, not this one. This one here. Okay, so tot kilos here I have 100 and 200, and kilos is equal to 50 and 100. So what is this one here? What I'm doing here?
Professor, can you, I don't think you're sharing your screen anymore.
Oh, I'm not. Give me 1 second. Now, do you see this?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, pleasure. So basically, guys, the issue that I'm having is I'm trying to understand what is this kilos plus kilos, because kilos is 50 and 100. Do you agree? These are the number of kilos that I have. What I don't understand what is total kilos is simply saying kilos plus kilos. It doesn't make sense, right? Because this is going to be the sum. It's basically multiplying by 2 the kilos. Okay, so let's take a look here. Total kilos threshold is 10. Okay, so let's read the program here. Now you need to make the following discounts. If the kilos bought are bigger than 10, discount 5% of the cost. If the total price, okay, so we need to do 1 by 1. So basically, tot kilos, it doesn't make sense. It should be simply kilos, okay? So let me see, because otherwise I'm duplicating this one here. It doesn't make sense. So let's do this again. You need to follow me, guys, and then, and see if this makes sense, okay? So now tot kilos is simply 50 and 100. So now we are going to have this possibility. Tot kilos, the first one is going to be 50. Is 50 larger than 10? Yes, it is, right? If this happens, then the final price is going to be 1 minus discount 1 times cost of I. Oh yeah, this makes sense, correct, guys? So if we run this one here, tot kilos 1 is 50. 50 is larger than 10, yes. So my final price is going to be 1 minus discount 1 minus 5% multiplied by cost of I. The cost of I is 1,000. Do you agree, guys? Guys, agree? So if there is no discount, is the cost. If there is discount, we have if we have more kilos than 10, we have a special discount. Otherwise, nothing happens. Okay, this is what it happens. If this one satisfied, otherwise simply there is no discount. Now, let's go to the second condition. Is the final price of product I larger than 1,000? Why 1,000? Bigger. Then discount 5%. If the total price paid, including the money paid for both products, is larger than 2,000, apply an additional 2% discount. So why do we have this condition here? Any ideas, guys? This program is terrible. Okay, so let's go. So what we are doing here is this equals threshold. Okay, then the final price of this product is going to be this one here. Okay, then if final price of product I is larger or equal than 5, 1 minus discount 2. No, this is not correct. So what these guys are saying is that the second discount applies if and only if you have, it is at the end, right? If the total price paid, including the money paid by both, is larger than 2,000, apply the additional 2% discount. Okay, so this is wrong. So this one here should not be here. Then what we need to do is, okay, so once we have the final price, this is final price per product. Okay, so what I will do is the total paid. Oh yeah, the total paid is here. The sum price per product. Okay, and then I have my condition. if total paid final price threshold $2,000, then total price 1 minus discount 3. Yeah, this now makes sense, I think. So let's do a D. Let's stop this and let's save this. So what I want, guys, is basically, if I have the total kilos is larger than 10, I have a 5% discount on that product. If not, the cost is the cost. Then I need to check how much money I have paid for everything. And my condition is, if the total paid is larger than $2,000, then I have an additional discount of 2%. And this is it. Okay, so let me run this one here. No, not running here. It's from here. Okay, so you see 5,000, 50, 100. This is okay. My observations are 2. I have 2 products. My cost is this one here. My cost is the kilos times the price. Perfect. Now what we are doing here is total kilos I. 50 is larger than 10. Yes. Okay, total price equals 1 minus discount 1 minus 5% of the cost I. Perfect. So what this will be doing, guys, is it will create, yeah, but I need to add to my, I need to add to this one here. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, this is good. But this is not good. This should be also I. Because you're feeling based on this I. Okay, so price position 1 and price position 2 is going to be there. Okay, so now, guys, I hope you're following me, because this is something that we have been kind of studying. So let's run this stuff here. Okay, so final price is 950 and 425. And take a look to the cost. The cost is 1,000, so I have a 5% discount in the first price. And also I have a 5% discount in the second price, 7.5. So 145. Make sense? Then what I do is I need to sum this price. I want to see the total price. So how much money I will pay? 2,375. What I do then is my question. Is this total paid more than $2,000? Yes. So what is the total? So my total paid is going to have an additional discount. Okay, so, and I will send final price per product and my total paid. Okay, so let me see final price per product and my total paid. Okay, so let's run. Yep. And my final price per product is this one. And this is my price. Okay, guys, do you have questions? Can you run your model? So you need to modify your program basically like that. If you have questions, guys, let's solve them. 2 minutes to modify your program to do something like that.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. My NPV. Yeah, I gave you something like this one here. In the homework, you receive a program like this. No, it is simply try to compute my net present value. Okay, so you have this program, right? You have worked with this program during your computer assignment number 4, I think. I don't remember. Okay, and then what I was telling to you is you need to improve this in some way. Do you have any questions about this, my NPV? So basically, guys, what I'm doing is the following. Let me give you the intuition of what we are doing here. Okay, this is one of the programs that the models that is used the most. Okay, so what is my NPV? So if you have a cash flow, we slightly talk about the cash flow. Okay, so this is, I will invest $1,000 and I will make the first year 750, and the second year I will make 2,500. Got it? So I have an opportunity cost that is basically equal to, in this case, equal to 10%. And the question is, do I do this project or not? So remember, this 10%, guys, is if you don't have this project, this is what you can make. Got it? So if you don't invest here, you can have a bank account or whatever that provides you 10% per period. Now, there are two ways of evaluating this one here. The NPV is one of them. So the NPV, guys, is simply you discount every cash flow to the present. So this one is moved in here, and this one here is moved 2 periods, here and here. So it's going to be plus 750, 1 plus opportunity cost, plus 2,500, 1 plus opportunity cost squared. Okay, so if you replace the numbers, it's going to be minus 1,000 plus 750 divided by 1.1 plus 2,500 divided by 1.1 squared. Okay, so what do we have here? Allow me to use my calculator. Minus 1,000 plus 750 divided by 1.1 plus 2,500 divided by 1.1 squared. So I have here 1,747.93. Okay, so the rule, guys, is if this number is larger than 0, so you do the project. Okay, so that's the basic idea. So the inputs that you need is the cash flow, this number here, or this cash flow here, and the opportunity cost. Now, computing the net present value is something that we always do, but we can also, just as a matter of practice with MATLAB, what I want from you guys is the following: to compute what is called the net future value. How this works: I need to move this $750 one period ahead. So this is going to be multiplied by 1.1. So what is 750 times 1.1 is going to be equal to 825. So this is the future value of 750. So these two are in period number 2. So I can sum them. If I sum this plus 2,500, I will obtain 3,325. Okay? This is the idea. Now, how do I move this 1,000 to the future? Well, I need to move 1,000 2 periods. So I multiply this times 1.1 squared. So if I do 1,000 times 1.1 squared, I will obtain 1,000 negative 1,210. Then if I subtract this, these two values are in the future. I subtract these two values, plus 3,325. I obtain a value that is equal to 4,535. So this is my net future value, guys. If my net future value is larger than 0, again, you do the project. Okay? And the last thing I want from you, so the last thing that I want from you is to check if these two equations are equivalent, or these amounts are equivalent. So equivalent means the following: you can use the net future value. So the net future value, how do you transform this into net present value? What you do is the net future value that is equal to 4,535. You need to divide this by 1.1 squared, because you need to move these monies to the present, correct? So this is gonna give you, if we have done this correctly, guys, this should give me my net present value. Exactly. It gives me, yep, no, cannot be 3,000. Sorry, this is 3,000. No, cannot be. Give me 1 second. I've made a mistake. Minus 1,000 plus 750 divided by 1.1 plus 2,500. Oh, no, I know what is the problem. It's this minus this. It's not plus. It is 3,325 minus 1,210 equals, this number here is wrong. Sorry, guys. This number here is 2,115. So this is the number that I need to to work here. This number here is 2,115 divided by 1.1 square. Now it makes sense. I have exactly the same number. I have 1,747.93. That is exactly equal to the net present value. Got it? But also what you can do is you can have your net present value and move it and convert it into a net future value. So what you do in this case is simply you take the net present value, and then as soon as you're going to the future, you simply multiply times 1.1 square. Got it? If you do that, you're going to get 2,115. That is equal to the net future value. So this is what is called equivalent. Okay, so if you talk about the net future value or the net present value, they are exactly the same. They are not the same numerically, but they are equivalent. Got it? So basically, your decision based on net future value or your decision based on net present value, they're exactly equivalent. So what I want from you guys is you start building your program. Start with my NPV. Okay, start from here and build something that's called my NPV comp of complete. Got it? Let me open my file so I can see what I want from you. My NPV complete. So what I want from here is that this one here is going to have X. X is going to be like, for example, it's going to be my example, minus 1,000, 750, 2,500. And my opportunity cost, that is going to be my 0.1, 0.2, whatever you want. And then what I want from you is to return the net present value and the net future value. Okay? Make sense? So this is going to be the challenge for you today, guys. I want you to start working on this stuff, but we're going to continue with some of the classes now, but make sense to you? So I want you to start in my NPV. So you have that in your, hopefully you have done this in your assignment number 4, homework number 4 or 5, I don't remember. And then from there, what I want is you to simply compute the net present value.
You think I should be fine?
Okay. Hey, Abdi, I think you are with can you mute your phone?
I'm gonna go print my I-94.
Guys, Abdi, can you mute? Abdi?
I have it on my phone, bro.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that you need to have, I want you to compute the net present value, this number, and I want then to compute this value, the net future value. And then you simply do this equation just to show me how this works, okay? Questions? This is something you're gonna do at the end of the class, guys. Got it?
So does our program for the original one in the homework assignment, does that need to work in order for this to work?
Yes, you need to modify. Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. It needs to work first just to be sure that it works. And then once it works, you need to basically modify the program.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now let's continue doing some stuff, guys, in MATLAB. Let's do another loop. At this point, we have worked with for loops. So let me open another tab here. Let's create a function. Let me move this one. So what I want to create is a sequence, guys. What I want to create is x equals 1 to 10, for example. So I want to create this sequence. Oh, what I'm doing? No. What I want to create is this one here, x equals 1 to 10. Okay, I want to create this one here. Basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay, and I will do this with another loop. So let's call this one function. Let's call this my while, because we're going to use another command that is called the while command. Okay, so how the while loop works? The while loop always needs to have something that starts this one here, an initial value. Okay, so this is my initial value. And then the while loop works in the following way. While I is smaller or equal than 10, for example, do something. Okay, so what do we want to do? Is let's create a variable x of I, and this is going to be equal to I, correct? So the while works. While my number here is smaller than 10, this is going to be continue running. And what is going to be in my program is going to be x of position 1 is going to be equal to, not 1, to I. Got it? And that's it. That's all what I want. But then the I condition, guys, has that the initial value needs to increase every time. So what I need to do is I need to say, okay, I now equals to the previous I plus 1. And then simply and just not to repeat this one here, let's semicolon this one here. And then at the end, print x. Got it? So we can see if this works. Let's save this one here. I will put this my while 2024. And remember, guys, I always add at the end a D. A D is simply a dummy, it's nothing. Just to keep track of my program and see if it works everything. Okay, so remember, when you have the while, you need to initialize the value, the loop. Then you need to put a maximum value, and then you do whatever you want inside. Okay, so let's see if it runs. Here's my x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So as I wanted. Okay, so now can you please do this program that is going to be accepting? Yeah, first of all, I want this program, guys. Are you with me, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I want is you just to need an input here. This one here is going to be the max value. Okay, so I want this function here to accept one input that is going to be the maximum value. And my return x. I want you to return x. Okay, so let me. Once this program runs, once your program runs, Okay, 2 minutes to change these guys. Okay. So basically, if I want to return X, I simply do return X. It's a single variable. My file. Oh, if some of you has an answer, please, more than happy to check them. And then what I want for the first question is I just want a max number. Do you agree? That's what I want. So what I changed in my program in order to make this max number to be automatic, to change automatically my program, what I need to change? Guys, what I need to change? If I change this one here, so I will keep this one here as your first example, okay? I will just copy this one here. So if I use this here, the max number here, do you think it works or not? Works or not?
You'd have to define what the max is.
The max number is here. It's going to be an input. So basically, if we want to run this one here, so let me save this one here. So basically, if I run this one here, I give the maximum number, let's say 20. Do you think it will work? Well, forget about this example anymore. So let's stop here. Okay. So what is that from? Okay, so let's go here. This one is going to be from I equal 1 to max number to 20. And we'll do all this stuff here. Make sense to you guys? So let's see if it works. So what is my X? 1 to 20. If we check here, it works. Do you agree? Guys, make sense to you?
Could you just scroll back up to the top what you put to the next to the
Here, X.
yeah, where did you put the 20?
This one, max number. And you call the program from here.
I'm down below. Okay.
From here. You see, so the max number needs to be provided by the user. Make sense? Now do the second one, guys. Now you want this one here to have a max number and a minimum number. So let me copy this one here. Using minimum number. So basically someone wants to have a, for example, I want to go from 5 to 10, something like that. Okay, so what we need here is the mean number and mean number and max number. So what do you do here in order to capture from minimum and maximum? Okay. Okay. So the issue here is if I put this equal to the minimum number, it can be, right? So it will start at the minimum number, correct? To the maximum number, that's correct. But the thing is that here you need to do something here, correct? Because this one here, imagine, is going to be 5. I don't want X position 5 to be I. So perhaps you need to have another matrix, another host. Remember, we have a lot of types of hosts. One is defining X equal to 0, 0, 0, 0. Another one is to define an empty matrix. So what can you do? Okay, let's say 3 minutes. Oh, here I have an answer. Let me check. Yep. The thing is that take a look to what happens when we do that. Okay, I will do this simply. I will do this. Okay, take a look to what happens, guys. Huh? So I will simply replace this one by this one. Got it? And then I will run this one here. Let me save this one. And let me, yeah, I can stop. We don't need this stuff anymore. Oh, sorry, you need to call it by here. So let's say from 5 to 10. Okay. Oh, sorry, I need to stop. I need to stop this here just for you to see what's going on. Ah. So my I, my I is going to be 5, correct? Yeah, let me call this not X because X has been created here. So let's call this Y or X1, okay? Or X min max. Just to, otherwise it's going to be confusing with the previous X's. And then I will put here X, I will export this X. I will call this X max, X min max. Okay, so my X max is going to be this one here. X max. X min max, X min max. Yeah, okay. So I I is going to start at 5. Okay, so let's take a look at what happens. It fills with zeros. How can you, what can you use, guys, in order to just select the X max to be the ones that are not zeros? Assume that you want to do this. You need to do an additional thing. Do you agree? Because you don't want the zeros to appear here. You want to delete the zeros. You just want to keep from here to the end. Guys, at this point, you should be able, you should be masters on doing this stuff. We have been working that for almost 2 weeks already, more than 2 weeks. Any suggestions? How do we delete the zeros? So let me put I will put this one here. I will call this y, okay? Just to start playing here. So this is y. How do I delete the zeros? What if I say y1 equals y larger than 0? What we're doing here? Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's another option there. But what happens here?
Ones and twos.
Exactly. So, but what I can do is basically I can say select from y all the y's that are larger than 0. Yes or not? Guys, that's why we have been working with indices. Yeah, you know, we have been working a lot with indices. I can say simply y, remember this one here. Directly I can say y equals y larger than 0. Done. So basically what you can do is you can fix this one here as x min max of x min, x min max larger than 0. They agree with me or not, guys? This is one possible solution. Agree with me or not, guys? Let's see. So that's why it's so important to work with indices, guys, please. Here I go. What other option, guys, can you do that? There is another host, another way of hosting the matrix. Guys, remember the hosts are, this x max min is initiated with I. I can put x max min equals to 0. So remember, equal to 1s, equal to whatever you want. But there was another way of doing, I can do the following. Let's define x min max 2, okay? I will call this 2. And I will define this as an empty matrix. And let me copy this one here. Let me put this down here. Okay. So then now, when I do this, I equals 1, so it's going to be 5 to 10. What I will do is I will simply call this one. Do you remember how this works? How this works? You create a matrix, and this matrix is going to have always the first value, always the first element is going to be this matrix that is going to be growing, and then semicolon I. So what do you think about this stuff? And let's let's put this one here also in the input. Sorry, in the output. What do you think about this stuff here? So what it will do is it will run, it will empty. So let's run this. I always say that it's better to run and understand what is going on here. So let me go back to my 5. You see my x min, what is this one here? Where I am? Yeah. So this is an empty matrix, do you agree? So I have started, my I is going to be at 5. So what it will do is from 5 to 10. Then what it will do is what? The first x min max 2 is empty, do you agree? So it will add I, 5. The next time, so let's do this many times. Take a look to what happens the first time. X min max 2 equals 5 now. So what I will do is I equals I plus 1 is 6. So we'll go again here. And then I have added 6, etc. Make sense to you guys? And then finally, if you run this stuff, let me stop here. Here you have your answer. Guys, questions? Okay, so let me send you one more email. How do I call this program? Yeah, so I'm sending you this one here that you should be able to do very quickly. Can you open this question? I have it somewhere here. Okay. So you have 10 minutes to do this stuff, guys. Let me show my screen again. So this is the question. So you have it. Have you received this via email, guys?
Not yet.
No? Oh, wait a second. So what's going on? Yeah, should go to you, should come to you very quickly. So let me explain meanwhile. So you use this data, okay? Your program is going to be, the data is going to be in your program. So basically the ID, year, salary, and gender simply has the ID of the individuals, the age in years of the individuals, age of education of the individuals, the salary, and the gender, okay? One is male, two females. And what I want from you, a very simple M file. No, but you know, you're gonna be very, if you know indexes, you're gonna know, you can do this A, B, C, and D very quickly. But the thing is that I'm asking you is to do a for loop. So what I want is you start looping the first column, second column, row, select only the males. And select, for example, males are this one here. So I want this to be one column, this to be the second column, this to be the third column. Okay, this is the first one, only males. Now, using while loops, okay, this is for loops. Using while loops, years of experience more or equal than 8 years. So basically, what I want is you to select these guys, this guy, and this guy. Got it? Independently of the gender and salary. Then what I want is once you use using the original metrics, this one here, create a new column. Here you're gonna create a new column that is gonna be, it's gonna represent the salary level, and it's gonna have the following. It's going to be 1. Yes, it's gonna be 1 if the salary is larger than 100, larger or equal than 100. 2 is going to be medium if it's between 50 and 100, and 3 low, less than 50. So obviously the only one that is going to be 3 here, that's going to have 3 here, is going to be, I think, this individual. This individual is going to be high. These two individuals are going to be high. So high means is number 1, and also this one. And all the other guys are going to be medium. So basically number 2. Got it? And that's all. So let's say 10 minutes, guys, to do this stuff. Create your own MATLAB questions. Do you have this program now? This question here? Have you received this?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So 10 minutes, guys, to create your program. Very quickly, very straightforward. So let me stop the recording for 1 minute to record. And I need to show you my screen. So this is the proposal of Abdi, okay? This one here. For identifying males, he's doing empty, defining empty matrix. Then he runs from I equals 1.
It's still not showing.
It's not showing? What are you
No, I
looking?
can
What
only
can you
the
see?
email.
The email. Oh, perhaps. I don't know. How do I show you then the... So apparently I cannot show my... Okay, so you know what? Allow me to copy this into a Word document, something like that. Okay, let's try this. Now, you see this one here, Word?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So Abdi, what he's proposing is the following. He says, okay, I define male as empty matrix. Then I do from I equal 1, size of ID, year, gender 1. This is number of rows, right? So I will do row by row. And then I do the first row, no, of this matrix, column 4, because column 4 is has a gender. This equals 1. If this condition is satisfied, simply the male, this matrix here, is as soon as it's empty, you need to do this. And below that, you enter the gender, you enter everything of of row I. And then end and end. Yeah, and I think it should work. Make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Someone else for the next one. So this is A. Now creating while loops, okay? You need to use while loops. Three more minutes, guys. Oh, I have some answer here. Good. So experience. So which one is experience? This one with a while. Okay, so let me years of experience or experienced. Which one I use? Yiying. Oh yeah. Yiying proposes something, and then Mihubo also. I just taking the one of them. Okay. Now what? I have one proposal, looks like that. Experience empty. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to find I want to use a while, so I'm starting at 1. Then I see what I equals 1 up to the size of rows of I of the matrix. Question: if ID years number 2, this is years of experience, right? Is larger or equal than 5. So experience equal experience, ID years, ID, perfect. I think it works. And then as soon as this is a while loop, I need to do I plus 1 and then I end. What do you think, guys? Works or not?
Works.
Perfect. So now let's go to C. So C is yeah, using the original matrix. So this one here. add one column. The name, forget about that, is simply, it should contain 1 if it's the salary is this one here, 2 or 3. Two more minutes, guys, and then we continue, please. Should work or not, guys. So these are basically if, else, if conditions. Larger than 100, between 50 and 100, etc. And this is one way of increasing the size of the matrix immediately. Remember, the first matrix has only 4 columns. When you put 5, what it will do, MATLAB will do, is immediately create a 5th column in which you are going to store these values 1, 2, or 3. What do you think, guys? Make sense? Okay, the last one should be something similar, okay? Let's take 2 minutes to do the last one. Do you see my screen? Basically, is what we have done with you now, guys. I have the data, only males is up this code, plus 8 is, who wrote this code? Let me check. Oh yeah, it was Yingjing, okay? Now this code is the one that I showed to you, and then I am creating a dummy. Guys, this is the normal way of creating dummies, okay? You create a vector of zeros, because remember, dummies are 0, 1 in general, okay? You can create other numbers, but 0 and 1. And then basically what you do is you do a for loop, and then the conditional goes inside. So it goes from 1 to the number of rows of your matrix. Then you identify the gender. If gender equals 1, this is males, okay? So the dummy is going to be equal to 1. Otherwise, it's already 0 because it's 0 here. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's run up to here so you can take a look. So take a look, guys. Gender is 0. So what I'm doing here is I'm simply changing those positions in which we have a male. Otherwise, we leave it empty. So we don't do anything because it's already a 0. Okay, so let's do this. And then I have my gender dummy is a zeros and ones. So I have position number 2, 4 and 5 are males. And then what I need to do is I simply add this to my matrix. Remember, my matrix here is 4 columns now. Next. Yeah, it has 5 columns because I have added a medium, high, and low salary. And then once I do this, now I have everything. So I have my ID, years of experience, salary, gender, high, low, medium, salary, and my dummy for gender. Done. Make sense to you guys? 2 minutes to focus, check if you want to. If you want to copy something, you can do that. Otherwise, we move. 2 minutes and then we start. I send you another file, please. I send you one file that is called I have sent you one file that is called Excel file that is called temps_original. Let me open this one here meanwhile. Okay, we're gonna work with this in a minute. Are you able to run something similar to this one here, guys? Yijin, Abdi, Boitumelo, Cameron, Hugo. Nicole, are you able to run this one?
I'm working on it at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
same.
yeah, let's do 2-3
too.
minutes. Okay, guys, finish this stuff and then let's do 2-3 minutes. Okay, take your time here. So I will stop then the recording. I forgot recording again. So at this point, guys, I will repeat this one here. Okay, so if I have data that is in Excel format, the way to do this is we use the command xlsread. This is the variable that is going to contain the numeric variables. You just do the directory, the name of your file, and then something like this appears. Now, if you want to capture also the labels, what you need to do is you need to first define the numbers and define the labels. These are names. You can name this as you want. You can see that if you run, num appears with the numbers and labs appear with the labels. Got it? So now there is another trick here that is very useful, especially if you have a small data set, okay? So let's call this one here as num1. And what I will do is the following. What I will add at the end of this one here, comma -1. Okay, so if you do this, what happens is the following. It will open Excel. It will open Excel. And then what I need to do is I basically need to select what I want to, wait. Let me see. Yes, so I need to select what I want. Then appears something like that. You go to Excel, you go to MATLAB, just press OK. And then you see you have selected what your cursor, what you have blocked. So this -1, guys, allows you to open the Excel, select the specific data that you want, click enter or click OK on MATLAB, and then the data gets uploaded immediately into your command window. Of course, this is useful when you are trying to do some technical analysis, some very simple analysis, right? This is not useful when you want to call the data into a program. That's what we're going to be doing soon. Another thing that you can do, let's call this num2, is select a specific range of the data. Okay, so for example, let's assume what you can add here is the range. So what I want is from, let's say, A2 to C8, for example. So this implies MATLAB open this file and select only this selection, this range. Got it? If you do this, oopsie, what happened? A2 should be okay. Here we go. So it's selecting only from A2 to C8. Okay, we can do, for example, another one. Let's do number 3. But let's do this with labels also. Okay, and what I want from here is, if you go to the Excel file, guys, the name of the sheet is sheet 1. So you can also add here the sheet name. And let me do this from A1 to C8. So A1 because I want to include the labels. And this one here is the name of the sheet. Let me check. Yeah, it's called sheet 1. Do you agree? But this name can be whatever you can imagine. So you can go to these different sheets here. Where's MATLAB? Here you go. So this is another way of just directing MATLAB to where do you want to select, because you know in Excel you have different tabs, so you simply go to a specific tab that you want. Got it? So you know how to read. So this is XLS read. But now it is also important for you to learn how to save into Excel. Got it? And the command is going to be very simple. It's XLS write. So let's do X, for example, guys. You know, something very simple. Let's create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is my X. Okay. So, and I want to write this one here. I can use this one here to write. So let's call this XLS write. Okay, so my directory, I want to have the name. So I know, let's call it example XLS write, for example, right? Dot XLSX. Sorry, I need to delete this one here. And then what I want to save here is my variable X. Make sense to you? So I have data that I have been created in my program. Then once I have this data in my program, I want to save it in a specific location. I want to give it a specific name. And then this is my data. Got it? So I'm in a MATLAB files. Okay, so let me check. Let me write this one here, 24, just to XLS write 24. Now, if you go to your directory, guys, MATLAB files, here I have my Excel example XLS write 24. So let's take a look to this. Here you go. You see, this is my X saved in the first tab. Make sense? Okay, so if I want to save data in a different one, so let's assume that let's create a matrix A that is equal 10, 20, 30. Okay, this is another matrix. And I want to save this also in the same program. Sorry, in the same file that I have already. So 24, but I need to be careful then about where I want to save it. Okay, so I want to save my matrix here is A, and I want to use sheet number 2, tab number 2. So this is the way. So I want to use the same matrix, sorry, the same Excel file. I want to save this data that is contained on A, but save this in the second tab. Got it? So if you do that, okay, so we can open the example. Do you see? The first one contains X, the second one contains Y, contains A, etc. Okay, so you can also create, you can also save, of course. Let me close this one here so I can save more on this one here. So what you can do is you can also create or save just pieces of the data. So let's assume, guys, that I have Y equals, I don't know, 1 to 100. And let's create 10 to 109, for example. Let me check. Yeah, okay, so let me see size of Y. Yeah, 2 times 100. So it's a huge matrix, okay? Not huge, but large. So what I can do now with my XLS, I want to save this one here. Is the same. I want to save Y. And I want to give a name to my tab. So my tab is going to be example 3, for example. So this is going to be the name of the tab. And then, I just want to save, I want to save some of the data in some specific region. So I want to do this in C2 to, let's say, F3. I'm just taking a part of this matrix, guys, and I will put this in this position, C2 to F3, C, D, E, F. So it's going to have 4 columns, and C, D, E, F, and it's going to be 4 columns times something. I don't know what else. Make sense to you? So XLS write the directory, the name of the file, what you want to save in the file, where in the file you want to save it. What I'm telling MATLAB in this case is create the name of the tab is going to be example 3, and then just save the data that fits in this range. And so we can go and see our data. Here you go. You see, it created a tab that is called example 3, and it uses data only from C to F3. So they only collected 4 data points, 2 rows. Make sense, guys? Make sense? Questions? Okay, now can you do the following MATLAB program? So create a program. Let's do this. So let's create a program, guys. Let's call this function my first Excel, something like that. What I want in this file, guys, is you to read. So first read the data. No, sorry, upload the data. Data from, what's the name of the file? Temps orig.xlsx. Okay, upload it. So consider that the numbers.
Professor, can you reshare your screen?
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen.
Yeah, it stopped a couple seconds ago.
Oh. Okay, so let me. Now, do you see it?
Yes, thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, so we are recording. This is good. Consider numbers and labels. Okay, so this is the first thing I want you to do. Then I want you to let's do some stuff here. So first, create this one here, guys. Upload the data. So we have done something similar, right? We have done NAM labs, something like that. Oh, I'm doing. Something like this. Okay, you correct whatever you need. Let's call this NAM and labs. And I want you to call everything, nothing fancy here. So this is my pure data, semicolon. Always, guys, do a D. Okay, the D is the magic, and then you simply is simply D. Okay, so perhaps you can do a number of observations. Let's create a variable that is going to be called, I don't know, X. Let's create X equals 1 to 31. I want to do a very simple plot. Create another figure. Create a histogram. Histogram of CT1. So this is basically column 1. Let's do some descriptive statistics. So let's compute the average temperature. Let's call it AVG temp. Let's compute the maximum temperature. Let's compute the minimum temperature. Perhaps the standard deviation is TD temperature. I don't know. Daily change. Daily change. Correlation. Let's call this correlation all. And then let's save. And let's save Excel is right in a new Excel file named, I don't know, perhaps temps export dot XLSX. Sheet 1, export daily change. Sheet 2, core all. And sheet mean. I want the sheet to be called mean. The average temperature. And that's all. Okay. 3 minutes and then we start doing this together. 1 minute, guys, and then we do this. You see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, guys, so let's start talking. Let me do a bullet point here just to see if I can upload the data. Yeah, I have the data, I have the labels, right? Great. So now I can start working. For example, I can say number of observations, NOPS, I always use NOPS, equals, if I want to do columns and I can use columns and rows, I use sum of num, do you agree? If I want that. How do I get the total number of observations? How many numbers do I have in the data? Guys, this is gonna give me two numbers, right? Number of rows, numbers of columns. If I do a prot here, so I have now I have basically my number of observations in total, right? So instead of 31 here, I can use what, guys? I can use size of num, like size of num, comma 1, right? Number of rows. Then I can simply do a plot. I want to plot X with, so plot for what? Well, for all the cities. Plot X and where is my num? My num. Just to see if we are in a good pace. Here I go. Do you agree? Now I can do the histogram of one of them. So I can simply say hist of num everything, comma 1, for example. No, nothing more. I don't need the beans can be automatic. I agree. This should be my histogram. Simple. Let's wait and see if we are okay up to there. So let's take a look. Oh, but I want to create a figure. So how do I create a figure? I simply type figure. And let's try to see this one. Here I have my original figure. Then I have my secondary figure that is my histogram. Guys, and then you can do subplots, plots, whatever you can imagine. Whatever you can imagine. So let's do the average temperature. So this is what I call average temperature. My average temperature is going to be simply the use of MATLAB command is going to be the mean of num. So I will have basically the three average temperatures. Okay, the max temp MATLAB command is also max of num. The minimum temperature, I will copy this one here, is going to be the minimum. So the MATLAB command is also minimum. The standard deviation, how do I call it? STD? std is going to be the MATLAB command for a standard deviation, guys, is std. The daily change, how do I call it? Daily change. Daily change is going to be equal to diff. So this is the difference command. The correlation, all. The MATLAB command for correlation is corrcoef of num. So we're going to have the coefficients, the correlation coefficients. This is the command. And so now we need to save. So how do we save? Well, let's copy this part here. Let's copy this one here. So I want the file is not XLS read, XLS write. I want the file to be saved in this directory. I want the file to be called this one here. This is the name of my file. What I want to save? In the first one, I want to save what? Daily change. As soon as this is the first time I save something in this file, I don't need to specify where. It will go directly to the first one. Now I want to save this one here in sheet number 2. So this one here is going to be core all. And this is going to be in these two implies the second one. And then finally, I want this one here to be in the third sheet. Average temp, average temperature. But then what I want is not to give a specific a number on the top. I want to give this a name, and the name is going to be me. And that should be it. Okay, so we can try and see if this works. Questions, guys? Do you have any questions here?
Excuse me, Prof. I think the max that need to be the number NUM.
Oh, yeah, it's not dumb, it's num. Yeah, good catch. All of them, right? So I don't know where I'm using them. It's number. Is the variable name is that I use is num. Make sense?
Yes.
Num. Daily change, correct. Yeah, we need to put just semicolons, just not to be. We just want to be here. Okay, so let's run and let's hope for the best. Okay, so I have my graphs. Perfect. Then, okay, I need to open my file. So it's temps.exp. So let's take a look. Temps.exp. Temps.exp. Let's take a look if it did what we wanted to do. Yeah, so the first one is going to be the differences. The second one is going to be the correlation coefficients. Do you see that? And the third one is going to be the mean per city. So this is the mean temperature for city 1, temperature city 2, and the other one. I will show you next class, guys, to put labels and all this stuff. That's easy. But makes sense to you? Do you understand what we have done? So what I will do is I will give you my loops 1 and my first Excel. Give me 1 second. I will do this right now. So before I forget, so you can have material to study. Guys, for Friday, I will give you an additional class on YouTube, okay? Class from the previous year. So because you need to go, I need you to catch up with some material. So how do we call this one here? my first Excel. Mm, what? So what is this one here? My loops one. Save as MATLAB files. Interesting. Give me 1 second. My loops one. Okay, so you have my first Excel loops one. What was this? Yeah, this one also is interesting. My while 2024. My while. Okay, guys. So I have sent you these 3 files. What is this one here? I think that this is perfect. Okay, guys. Questions. Next week, no, sorry, next month, next Wednesday, we're going to start optimizing. Okay, so we're going to find maximum, minimums, etc. So, and then you have an additional class on Friday that is going to be, I will send you, it's a YouTube. So you just can follow the YouTube and then you're going to understand. Then we go in economics models on Monday, and then we have a half class on Wednesday. And then basically the final exam, guys, is going to be for you to create all your homework. You need to send me all your homework. You're going to have until the first week of July, the first Monday of July, to give me all your homeworks. Okay. So the 1st of July is when I need to receive all your homeworks, guys. Got it? Make sense?
So, Professor, sorry if I missed this, but
Yeah.
do we have class this Monday?
We have,
I mean, sorry,
yeah,
this Wednesday?
yeah, we have classes Wednesday.
Okay.
And then on Friday, what I will do is I will send you an additional YouTube video that is from a previous class. So you're going to have basically this week 3 classes. One is online.
Okay.
Okay. And then on Monday class, 26 is half class. And the remaining part is basically to talk about what I expect and, questions from you. And then we move from there. And then the class is over. It's amazing. Okay, guys. There is a lot to do. So that we're going to get into economic models now, that they are a little more complex than financial models. But the thing is that if you know how to use data, how to index and all this stuff, it helps a lot. Got it, guys? Questions? No questions? Okay, guys. So see you on Wednesday then.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a good night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye, guys.